Maria, vaccine mandates proved very controversial, to put it lightly, at the end of last year. How are they being implemented in real terms?
Well, Danny, they were controversial, and they continue, by the way, to be very controversial. I was in Berlin last week, and this is still a major subject of conversation, and I would say even heated debate in Germany. But, you know, Danny, let's just look at Austria first. Of course, as you said, this mandate is going into effect today. Vaccination becomes an obligation. Everyone over the age of 18 will have to get this vaccine, and from now until mid-March, if you don't get the vaccine, you could be fined for up to 3,600 euros. Now, what's interesting is that the government says they also have incentives, so there will be a lottery, and if you get vaccinated after you're fined, you could get your money back. So that's in Austria. When you look at Germany, Danny, as you know, this is being debated by the Bundestag. It's not been approved yet. We're expecting this to go into effect sometime in March. As you remember, Chancellor Olaf Scholz said he was in favor of vaccination and vaccine mandates, but there's a real debate in Germany as to whether or not the government went from not having a clear line on vaccination to going for the nuclear option with the mandate. That a lot of this perhaps could have been resolved if the government had pushed more for vaccines at the beginning, if they had been more clear in their communications, and there would be no need for this mandate. Of course, as ever, there's big questions as to how, once this goes into effect, how are you going to implement it in real life, and what happens with people who say, well, find me all you want, I'm still not getting this vaccine.
That really does stand in contrast to what's happening here in the UK. We're opening up, and at the same time, France looking to follow in that path, also looking to reopen. Maria, how are the numbers shaping up? Does it look premature to reopen the economy?
Look, Danny, when you look at the number of infections that we're seeing in France, which of course went from record to record, now they're coming down. Yesterday was at around 280,000 infections on a daily basis. A year ago, with fewer cases, France, you remember, was going into a curfew and there were restrictions. Now, this time, they're looking to open up, and this is due to three factors. One, of course, is that vaccination is proven to work. The second is that you're looking at Omicron being a super infectious variant, but the hospital pressure has been manageable so far. And then three, of course, is that, Danny, this is an election year in France, and there's a political calculus that's going into this. The government under Emmanuel Macron is betting that by mid-February, they'll be able to say, okay, the Omicron wave has now peaked. We've managed to keep the economy going. We're lifting restrictions. And by the way, vote for me because I'm running for re-election.